Radio. It is Tuesday, not just any Tuesday though, Grati-Tuesday here across Pure West Radio. And Tom and I are being joined by Reverend Sophie. Good morning.
Morning, everybody. It's lovely to be here with you. It seems like such a long time since I've been on a Tuesday morning. I think it has been a long time. It's like 4 weeks or something. Every time I was to be on, I was ill.
We've missed you. Are you fighting fit now?
I am. Yes, I am fighting fit. Thank you very much. So I've still got a little bit of something going on, but it's, just general wintry cold type thing. But
there's lots of coughs and sniffles out there at the moment, isn't there? Yeah.
I think all this weather's not helping, is it? 1 minute it's sunny and bright, and then it's like this morning. It can't make up its mind whether it's going to rain or whether it's going to shine out there. I just don't know what it's doing, but there we are.
That's the Pembrokeshire weather for you.
Yeah. Do you know, it's funny because wherever you go, people say exactly the same thing.
It is. And the weather forecast. The weather forecast can be for sort of Wales and for Pembrokeshire, but Pembrokeshire is very, very different because most of the time we say, wake up, look out the window, and that's your weather forecast, because it can be totally different between all our towns and villages as well, and from the north and the south.
Do you know, when we lived out in St David's, I remember being amazed that it was just it was almost like a little microclimate going on in St David's itself. I think it's because we were down in the valley there with the cathedral and everything, and it was almost like you could have fog down there and it'd be bright, glorious sunshine up, or it was very strange. Of course, being by the coast as well, it makes it different, doesn't it? But yeah, you're right. There is definitely a bit of a strange thing going on with Pembrokeshire weather.
Always. It's Grati-Tuesday, Sophie. We've had some gratitudes come in. Rebecca's saying finally got the chance to go on a ghost hunt at Skelton Manor, and it was worth it. As you see, the ball got touched and it lit up. And I don't know what that means. I've never been on a ghost hunt, but I assume that there was something there.
So the ball is probably on the ground, nothing around it, and it's like if something touches it, then it's going to light up. So obviously, like the ghost has come down, which nobody sees, touched it, and then it's lit up.
Wow!
Or was it a bit of string?
Well, it might be a bit.
The first one.
I like the sound of a bit of a ghost hunt myself. I think I might have to go do that.
I love that. Gail Brady, she's got in touch. I'm grateful for my son, daughter, and her family. Also, my friends in work. Friends in work are important, I think.
Definitely.
No, but they're your work family, aren't they?
They are.
You see them more than your actual family on occasions.
You do. Father Neil, I call my work husband, and he calls me his work wife. And actually, both my husband and Abby, Father Neil's wife, they call me work husband, work wife, and work husband as well.
Well, the thing is, you will spend so much time together, wouldn't you? And also, if you're not together, you're still sort of communicating together as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And Peter Crash has been in touch, Jay.
He has. He's been doing a phenomenal thing all of the month of January. He said he's grateful to be able to help and support the Motor Neurone Disease Association by doing 15,000 steps a day to raise as much money as possible. Wow. And I think anybody that's doing their steps this month, like what Peter has, they've had exceptional weather to come up with. They've had the floods, they've had the rain, they've had the snow, the ice, everything that can be sort of thrown at you, they've had.
Doing 15,000 steps a day is actually quite difficult. It's really hard. I mean, I struggle to do 10. My goal is 10,000 a day.
Yeah.
And I struggle to do 10,000 a day.
Yeah, well, we did it, didn't
largely
we, Tom?
due to the fact that I spend most of my time in front of a computer talking to people on the screen.
Just there, pedaling underneath the table.
Well, that's what we used to do. You know, we'd used to be doing a link on air, and then we'd get up, and then we'd start sort of just jogging on the spot or moving on the spot just to get our phones out.
Our steps in.
Yeah, no, it was quite a time. And then we didn't have the snow and the ice. They've had everything thrown at them this time round. So well done to everyone who's taken on 5K challenges, walking challenges, running challenges, because you've had quite a January of it.
Yeah. So have you got a lovely Grati-Tuesday message for us this morning?
I have. So I'm particularly grateful for I have been, as you know, I've been poorly over the last couple of weeks, and I am very, very grateful, for the doctors and nurses at Withy Bush Hospital, because they were just awesome and they made sure that I was well looked after. I also am very, very grateful for Father Neil, Father Rob, and all of my other colleagues who looked after me, but in terms of my spirituality. So they were praying for me and making sure that I was spiritually looked after as well. And Father Neil even brought me communion into A&E, so I could have communion on a Sunday afternoon. And I'm also very, very grateful for my family, who made sure that all the house was clean and everything was done, you know, whilst I was being poorly. They were looking after me lots. So I've got lots of things to be grateful for. And I just was thinking about that healing, that time of healing that we all need sometimes. And it doesn't matter whether you're really, really poorly or just a little bit poorly. Sometimes we need just a time of healing and a time to recoup. And it's wonderful to have people around us that know that that's sometimes what you need. You know, we're often we often complain, don't we, about colleagues who take lots and lots of time off of work. But when someone is really poorly, everybody rallies and everybody goes, actually, this person just, you know, they work hard, they pull their weight, and now they're really poorly, and it's okay for them to have some time off. So I want to say to everybody really this morning is that it's okay if you need to take a break. It's okay if you need to stop. I watched, I saw a little meme a couple of weeks ago, or it was I can't remember, it was a meme or something. And it was talking particularly about women, although I think the same applies now for men as well as it does for women. But of course, you know, 60, 70 years ago, women would have been at home doing 40, 50 hours a week, cleaning, cooking, doing all of that sort of jazz. And then the husbands would have been out at work. And that was the expectation of the time. But now we're all going out doing 40, 50 hours of work a week, and then coming home and having to do all of that other stuff as well. And actually, it's about being gentle on ourselves and just being able to say, actually, today I'm not going to do anything. Today I'm going to take a rest. And when I first became a vicar, my Archdeacon Paul, said to me, he said, your rest day has to be for rest. That doesn't mean you go out and do Tesco shopping. That doesn't mean you do the ironing. That doesn't mean you do all of those things are part and parcel of who you are as a minister. It's part and parcel of who you are as a person. It's part and parcel of who you have, the things that you have to do in order to be able to minister to others. So he said, make sure that your day off is a day off, because our inclination isn't it, to do all of the other things, the home stuff on our day off, and then we don't get any time for healing and any time for rest. So if you are fortunate enough to be able to have a day off, because some people are not even getting a day off from work, but if you are fortunate enough to have a day off, then put it aside for nothing. You know, if you've got to do Tesco shopping, do it on an evening or something after work. Do it so that you can have a full day where you don't have to do anything and you can just heal. And you know, Jesus was a great healer, but one of the things that he did was he went and he stayed on the mountainside and he prayed and he spent time in quiet and solace. And actually, not everybody likes quiet and solace. Sometimes, you know, quiet and solace is not for them at all, in which case you might like to do, I don't know, like me, I like doing crochet. If I had a mountaintop, I'd be doing it with crochet on my hand. But it's about putting that time aside to give yourself time for healing and rest. So that's my little message for you all today. Give yourself some space.
I do like that. But one thing that I think is, if I've got a day off, it's that looking forward to actually waking when I wake and not having to wake to the alarm. And that's sort of my sort of peaceful, I've woken when I'm ready to wake. Yeah.
And often we find that we sleep a lot longer than we anticipated we would, because we just need that more sleep, don't we?
Yeah. And it's important that we take that rest day deliberately and not when our bodies completely break down and fall ill and then, oh, well, I suppose I better rest now, whilst just stressing about the stuff you can't do. Whereas if you plan that rest, then you're more likely to stay in control of the active days then, which is really important. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For sharing that. I think I need to take a leaf out of that book. I've got tasks and tasks and tasks for my tasks. So it's important to get a handle on that. If we want to listen to you again on a Sunday morning, Reverend Sophie, give us the details for Alive and Kicking.
We will be there alive and kicking on Sunday morning between 8 and 9 o'clock every Sunday morning. I don't know what Father Neil has got lined up for us this weekend. Sorry, he hasn't got that far yet. I think he has, but I can't remember what it was. I think he probably did tell me, but I can't remember what it was. But we will be recording that later on this week. So we will be ready to go for 8 o'clock Sunday morning. But of course, if you want to see us live again, we will be with you on Thursday morning, which is very exciting.
You will. Very, very exciting. And
we've had a few more in since last week, haven't we?
We have. So we started off last week with a telephone jailbreak, using a key from a corned beef tin. This week, one little white lie spirals out of control.
It does indeed.
You'll have to tune in on Thursday morning, just after 8 o'clock, where we are going to discuss with you at home whether or not we can pass on our forgiveness during the confessions and try and get someone an audience at those pearly gates. Looking forward to that already on Thursday. Thank you so much, Reverend Sophie. We'll see you on Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. But for now, take care, guys.
We've got a new one from Nathan Evans. Heather on the Hill heading its way over to you. It's 18 minutes past. Hang on, no, we haven't. Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's on the way now. Nathan Evans, Heather on the Hill.
Will you marry me?
Yes! Congratulations. Now you need the perfect venue for your perfect